The first time Evelyn saw him, he was standing in her kitchen, staring at the place where the kettle should have been. She had been standing there for 83 years. Not continuously, of course. Time did not move for her the way it once had. It folded, curled, and dissolved like mist. Some days she drifted through the hallway and remembered laughter. Other days she lingered by the window and watched seasons peel themselves away from the trees. But this was the first time in decades someone else had stood where she used to stand. He was younger than she expected. 30, perhaps. His dark hair fell messily over his forehead, and his shoulders were tight with exhaustion. He placed a box on the counter and rubbed his face, sighing deeply, as though he carried a sadness too heavy for his bones. She watched him carefully. Most people never noticed her. She was only a flicker, a breath in the cold air, a forgotten memory clinging to walls. But he paused, he frowned, he looked directly at her. Evelyn froze. He didn't react the way people in stories did. He didn't scream. He didn't run. He just tilted his head. Then he whispered, "Hello." Her heart, if she still had one, lurched. He couldn't see her. Not fully, but he had felt her. No one had ever done that before. His name was Daniel. She learned it from the letters he opened at the kitchen table, from the way he spoke to himself when he thought no one was listening. He spoke often. "I hate this place," he muttered one evening, dropping into a chair. She hovered near the ceiling, watching him. "It's too quiet." He wasn't wrong. The house had been quiet for a very long time. He was lonely. Evelyn recognized loneliness the way one recognizes their own reflection. It was in the way he lingered in rooms without purpose, the way he stared at nothing, the way silence pressed against him like a weight. She began to follow him, not because she meant to, but because he was alive. He filled the house with warmth she had forgotten. One night, he fell asleep on the couch with the television murmuring softly. His hand dangled over the edge, fingers slack. Without thinking, she reached toward him. She could not touch him, not truly, but the air around him stirred. He shifted slightly, his brow furrowing, and then, slowly, he smiled in his sleep. Evelyn pulled back, startled. Had he felt that, he began speaking to the house. "I know this sounds stupid," he said one evening, standing in the hallway, "but sometimes I feel like I'm not alone." Evelyn stood right in front of him. He laughed nervously. "I don't believe in ghosts or anything." She felt something strange then. Disappointment. Days turned into weeks. Daniel filled the house with pieces of himself, books stacked on tables, music played softly at night. The scent of coffee in the mornings. Evelyn loved mornings most. He always looked softer then, less burdened, less broken. One morning, he stood at the window and whispered, "I thought moving here would help." He rested his forehead against the glass. "But I still miss her." Evelyn stilled. That explained the sadness. He had loved someone he had lost. She understood that kind of loss. She had lost everything once. Her husband, her life, her future. And now she was only a memory that refused to fade. The first time he truly felt her, he was crying. He sat on the floor, back against the wall, shoulders shaking with quiet grief. "I don't know how to move on," he whispered. Evelyn moved toward him slowly. She didn't know why. She only knew she could not bear to see him suffer. She reached for his hand. The air grew cold. His breath caught. He looked down at his fingers. And then, very carefully, he whispered, "Are you here?" Evelyn froze. He couldn't see her, but he knew. He closed his eyes. And he didn't pull away. "Please," he whispered. "Don't leave." She didn't. After that, everything changed. He spoke to her openly. At first, it was hesitant. "I don't know if you're real," he admitted one night, "but it helps to pretend." She sat beside him. He couldn't see her face, but he leaned toward her presence instinctively. "You make it feel less empty." If she could have cried, she would have. Seasons passed. He began to laugh again. He cooked meals instead of eating alone in silence. He told her stories about his life, his childhood, his dreams. "I wanted to be a writer," he said once. She smiled. She had loved stories once. She had loved many things once. Now, she loved him. She hadn't meant to. It happened slowly. The way sunlight fills a room, the way warmth returns after winter. She loved the way he said good morning to her. She loved the way he paused in doorways as though waiting for her to follow. She loved the way he lived, but she knew she did not belong to his world. She was only passing through it. One night, he said something that frightened her. "I think I'm ready," he whispered. He stood in the kitchen, fingers trembling slightly. "I think I'm ready to move on." Evelyn felt the house grow colder. He wasn't talking about the house. He was talking about her. He smiled sadly. "I'll never forget you," he said. Her chest ached. He couldn't see her tears. He couldn't see the way she reached for him, desperate to stay. But she knew the truth. He was alive. He deserved more than shadows, more than memories, more than her. The last night she saw him, he slept peacefully. She stood beside him, watching the steady rise and fall of his chest. He looked whole. For the first time since he arrived, he looked free. She leaned close, resting her invisible hand over his. The air stirred gently. He smiled in his sleep. And then, for just a moment, he whispered her name, Evelyn. She froze. He had never known her name, but somehow he knew. His fingers curled slightly, as though holding hers. "Thank you," he murmured. Light filled the room, warm, gentle. Calling her home, she looked at him one last time. She wanted to stay. She wanted to love him forever. But love was not possession. Love was release. She leaned close and pressed the softest goodbye against his forehead, and then she was gone. In the morning, Daniel woke to sunlight streaming through the window. The house felt different. Still quiet, but not empty. He sat up slowly. For a moment, he thought he felt something. A warmth, a kindness, a love that had never asked for anything in return. He smiled. "Goodbye," he whispered. The house said nothing, But somewhere beyond the reach of time, Evelyn smiled too.